You are about to spend your hard-earned money on the brand new $599 MacBook Neo, but you might be making a massive mistake. Apple has officially released what is possibly their most debated product in years. They somehow managed to build a $600 laptop that does not feel cheap, but it hides some major secrets. Everyone on the internet has a ton of questions. People are arguing in comment sections, tech reviewers are divided, and the truth is getting buried. I've spent the last few weeks digging deep into every single detail of this machine. I have tested it to its absolute limits to answer the most important questions you have. Today, I'm going to reveal the brutal truth about the MacBook Neo, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly if this laptop is a brilliant steal or a complete trap. Let us start with the biggest elephant in the room. The question that has the entire tech community in an uproar. Is 8 gigabytes of RAM actually enough in 2026? On paper, it sounds like a complete joke. Every other Mac now ships with at least 16 gigabytes. Windows users are laughing, saying that 8 gigabytes has not been acceptable since 2010. The absolute worst part about this is that you cannot upgrade it. 8 gigabytes is what you get, period. The RAM is baked directly into the chip, and Apple offers 0 other configurations for this model. So, I decided to put it to the ultimate test. We always made jokes about Google Chrome eating up all our memory, and honestly, Safari does the same thing. I opened up a massive amount of tabs in multiple browsers. These were not just simple Google searches. I had multiple YouTube videos streaming in 4K. I opened heavy news websites loaded with crazy amounts of ads. I had Google Docs running, massive spreadsheets, social media feeds, and Spotify playing in the background. Then I opened Apple Mail, Messages, and even Final Cut Pro. You want to know what happened? It was honestly fine. It was not just barely surviving. It was genuinely smooth. Sure, at some point, after opening hundreds of tabs and rapidly switching between heavy applications, I finally saw the spinning beach ball. But you have to understand a massive secret about how Apple builds these computers. Mac OS handles memory completely differently than Windows. It intelligently takes data from the RAM, moves it to the super-fast SSD, and pulls it back the exact second you need it. You never even notice this happening. The system just quietly manages everything behind the scenes. If you bought a Windows laptop for $500 or $600, it would crash and burn under this kind of pressure. The MacBook Neo handled it efficiently. Now, if you're a hardcore power user opening 80 massive projects at once, yes, the laptop will flinch. If you live inside Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, you will hit a ceiling. But for the vast majority of normal human beings, 8 gigabytes on a Mac is a completely different universe than 8 gigabytes on a PC. This brings us to the second biggest question. Should you just save your money and buy the MacBook Air instead? The new MacBook Air with the M5 chip starts at $1,099. That is a $500 difference. That is a massive amount of money. It is almost double the price of a Neo. Yes, the Air is absolutely a better laptop. It gives you a 10-core M5 processor instead of the Neo 6-core A18 Pro chip, which is basically an iPhone processor. The Air gives you a minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has incredibly fast Thunderbolt ports instead of the basic USB-C ports on the Neo. The battery lasts 4 hours longer. The screen is slightly bigger. It has True Tone, a wider color range, a backlit keyboard, and a fancy Force Touch trackpad. On paper, the Air destroys the Neo. But here is the reality check. Do you actually need all of that? If your daily life consists of checking emails, browsing the web, watching Netflix, typing Google Docs, doing FaceTime calls, and scrolling through social media, the Neo handles all of it flawlessly. In fact, the A18 Pro chip inside the Neo actually outperforms the old M1 chip in single-core performance. Single-core performance is the only metric that actually matters for snappy, everyday tasks. So the real question is not which laptop is faster. The question is whether you personally need the expensive features of the Air. If you are buying a laptop for normal, everyday life, the Neo saves you $500 and you'll never even notice you are missing anything. But what if you want to edit videos? A lot of people have been asking if this cheap laptop can keep up with content creation. My video editing workflow is fast and straightforward. I do not use crazy Hollywood effects. For simple edits, the Neo handles it with 0 problems. It is incredibly lightweight, making it my ultimate travel companion. Where you will feel the pain is during long, complex projects. A 7-minute video that exports in 1 minute on a Mac Studio takes noticeably longer on a Neo. The timeline stays smooth while you edit, but the final rendering takes time. If you use CapCut or iMovie or Simple Final Cut Pro, you will be totally fine. Now, we need to talk about how long this laptop will actually survive. You are spending $600 on a laptop with a mobile phone chip and minimal RAM. Will it be completely useless in 2 years? Let's look at the facts. Apple gave the Neo the exact same battery rating as the expensive MacBook Pro. It is rated for 1,000 charge cycles. If you charge it a few times a week, that is about 150 cycles a year. This means the battery will stay healthy for 6 or 7 years before it degrades. But the software is what really matters. The fact that Apple is choosing to release a brand new Mac with 8 gigabytes of RAM right now is actually amazing news for buyers. It means Apple is forced to keep their software highly optimized for 8 gigabytes for many years to come. They cannot just release an update next year that breaks millions of Neo laptops. This laptop sets the baseline. Based on Apple's history, this machine will easily last you 5 to 7 years. And even if it only lasts you 4 years, you could literally throw it away, buy a brand new one, and you would still only have spent the same amount as one MacBook Air. But I promised you the brutal truth, so we have to talk about the hidden compromises. Apple cut some corners, and you need to know about them. First, there is absolutely no backlit keyboard. The keys do not light up in the dark. Apple used a slightly lighter off-white paint on the keys to help you see them in dim rooms, but it is not a real backlight. If you love working in the dark, this is going to annoy you. Next, the screen does not have True Tone. It will not automatically adjust its colors based on the lighting in your room. If you're coming from an older premium MacBook, the screen might look a bit unnatural in warm lighting. But the biggest issue for me is the ports. You get 2 USB-C ports, but they are not the same. The one in the back is decent, offering 10 gigabits per second, and it is the only port that lets you connect an external monitor. The other port is ancient USB 2.0 technology. It maxes out at extremely slow speeds. If you transfer large video files, this will drive you crazy. There is also no SD card slot, no magnetic MagSafe charger, and no fast charging. The trackpad physically clicks down like an old laptop instead of using Apple's magical Force Touch sensors. The battery lasts about 11 hours, which is great, but still much shorter than the Air. Finally, which version should you actually buy? The base model is $599 with 256 gigabytes of storage, but removes the Touch ID fingerprint sensor. For exactly $100 more, you double your storage and you get Touch ID. Listen to me very carefully. Spend the extra $100. Doubling your storage is crucial because apps and files fill up fast. But more importantly, Touch ID is a lifesaver. You use it to instantly unlock your laptop, autofill passwords, and buy things online. Once you have it, you can never go back to typing your password 50 times a day. If you're a student, Apple gives you a discount, making the upgraded model even cheaper. So, who is a MacBook Neo actually for? It is for the student who wants a real computer instead of slow Chromebook. It is for parents buying a safe, reliable first laptop for their child. It is for the person finally switching from Windows to Mac. It is for families who need a simple computer in the living room. The MacBook Neo is not trying to be the best laptop Apple makes. It is trying to be the best laptop in the world for $600, and honestly, it succeeds. Why I think this product is a massive win for the everyday consumer. You are getting incredible Apple build quality, amazing speakers, and a highly capable chip for the price of an iPad. It forces the entire tech industry to do better. If you just need a computer that works perfectly for normal tasks, go buy the Neo. If you need a heavy-duty workhorse, save up for the Pro. If you found this video helpful and it saved you some money, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, share this video with a friend who is looking for a new laptop, and smash the bell icon so you never miss out on the brutal truth about the latest tech. What do you guys think about the MacBook Neo? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.